Today we're going to be embarking on a culinary adventure that is going to be the most expensive French toast you have ever made. And we're cooking it on our Grilla Grill Silverback. Let's get started. The first step in this long process that we're going to be doing today that is making the world's most expensive French toast is we have to get our grill up to temperature. So you just simply open the Grilla Grills app and we have it set at 350 degrees in the PID mode. The reason we're doing PID is because we're doing baking and it's going to have a more precise temperature. And I do want a little bit of smoke, but I don't want it overbearing. So that's why we're going with PID versus the Pro mode. Next, we take a 9x13 pan and we're just gonna spray it pretty generously with some cooking spray. Now, to make the world's most expensive French toast, we are gonna take some French bread, and I left this out uncovered overnight so that it would become stale. It is nice and stale. We're gonna cut into it and then we're gonna cube it. Now we're gonna take our cubed up French bread and we're gonna be layering this dish. There's gonna be 1 to 2 layers depending on how much French bread cubes you have. Now we're gonna take these organic strawberries, again, most expensive French toast, and we're gonna simply dice them. We just quartered these. We didn't really fine dice them, and then you're just gonna sprinkle them inside the crumbs or the cubed up bread here. And just kind of spread it out throughout. Next, we're gonna take a block of cream cheese, 8 ounces, and we're gonna take a spoonful of cream cheese, make sure it's softened, and we're just gonna put it in different spots around the pan. The next step, like I said, we're gonna be layering this, so we're gonna take the rest of our breadcrumbs, layer it on, do some more strawberries, and then the rest of the cream cheese. Now this is where it becomes the world's most expensive French toast, because we're gonna be taking 90-something% of eggs, 10 of them to be exact, breaking them, mixing them, and putting that filling inside the dish. Now this is the year 2023, so these eggs, all 10 of them, were about $68 per egg. So again, $680 worth of eggs right here in this Williams Cinema bowl. Now we're gonna take our organic milk and we're gonna put 3 cups of this milk into the egg bath here. Next, we take 1 teaspoon TSP of our ground cinnamon. Mix that in there. That's probably a little more than a teaspoon. Another teaspoon of vanilla extract and mix it in there as well. Now we're gonna take the same cup and we're gonna do 1 cup of packed dark brown sugar. There we go. And into the bowl you go. Take your whisk and mix it all together. Watch that money just go down the drain as we do this for social media. This is what your consistency for your filler should look like. Make sure you have all those egg yolks broken up and into the mixture as well. Then we're gonna pour all this mixture into the dish. Can't talk today. I know what you're thinking. Is it time to put it on the smoker yet? No, it is not. We still have more layers to do. We gotta make a streusel topping. I told you, this thing is the most expensive French toast you've ever had. So we're gonna make a beautiful streusel topping in a new mixing bowl because we like to dirty dishes here. In the first step, 1/2 cup of flour. That looks good. And it goes. Again with brown sugar, doing another half cup dark brown sugar, packed. Gorgeous. Now we're gonna take our half teaspoon of our ground cinnamon again, a little more than, that's okay, and mix that in. Then we're gonna take a half teaspoon of some sea salt or kosher salt, whatever you have available. If you don't have any great salt, you can go on my website to the Grilla Partners section and pick up some Spice Wallace Sicilian sea salt. This stuff is amazing and it's made in Asheville, well, Sicily, but Asheville. And we're gonna do that. And our last step, we're gonna take 8 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna cut these into cubes and then we're going to mix it in with a fork. Take your butter and we're gonna put the pads in like this, the cubes in, and we're gonna cut it with a fork until it has this nice kind of crumbly topping to it. Okay, so you can see I'm not using my fork anymore because that was taking too long. So I used a whisk. If you have a dough cutter or a pastry cutter, that would probably work a lot better. I do not have one because baking and I do not do well. But you have a nice crumbly topping like that, cut in perfectly. So we're gonna take this strudel topping and just sprinkle it over the top. Make sure we cover all layers. Now we are putting all this together at once, but the recipe recommends that you put the layers together and then the mixture and you put it in the fridge overnight, covering it with foil so that that stale cubed up French bread really absorbs a lot of that flavor, but we're just gonna be doing it all today and we're adding an extra flavor of smoke. The recipe recommends that we're gonna set a timer between 1 hour and 15 minutes and 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'm gonna err on the side of the lighter side. We just want it browned and we don't want it jiggly in the middle. So we're gonna set this for 1 hour and 15 minutes. And then we're gonna take our mixture of French bread outside, the world's most expensive French bread, and put it on the world's best pellet smoker. All right, so let's take a quick look. You can see how it's jiggling. Let's put it on that smoker and then we're gonna set it for 1 hour and 15 minutes. If we have to put it on for a few more, we can do that. All we're gonna do, set it, and we are not gonna peek at this for another 75 minutes. All right, it's been about 1 hour and 30 minutes. So let's take a look, come in close. Smell the competition blend smoke, but that is a thing of beauty. So let's take this inside and let it rest for about 10 or 15 minutes. You know that phrase where they say that if there's not a lot of talking going on at the table, it's because the food is really good? That's why I'm a little quiet right now. The pellets that we used were a competition blend from Grilla Grills, and it added just enough flavor to it that elevated the whole dish itself. I highly recommend smoking this if you have a smoker. If not, you can do it in your oven. This thing is decadent, it is divine, and it is so damn good. This recipe is gonna be on my website, on my blog, the menu board blog at grillmartco.com. Until next time, make sure you eat well, you do well, and you serve really, really good food like this. I'm gonna go cry because this cost me about $1,000 to make, but I'm also gonna eat my feelings.